in a congratulatory mode, let me first greet the ladies and gentlemen of San Mateo Isabela for having chosen wisely the man who is now our newly elected mayor, my uncle, Honorable Mayor Gregorio Alipio Pua, and the councilors who won under his ticket. And to all those who, while did not earn enough the number of votes, valiantly competed to win our people's approval of their good intentions. I also want to congratulate the newly elected mayor's opponent, Mr. Nonoy Agkawili, and the candidates under his ticket for their efforts to win. I know him since I was a kid because his family and my family, from the time of my grandfather, were already close. But more than that, I know him as a never say die kind of man, always determined and never giving up. We share the same values with him as most San Mateoans are. There was an incident, however, that seems to offset Mr. Nonoy's virtue of never giving up. I was told by my trusted friends that on the night after the day's election, when he and my uncle were on the municipal hall, and that my uncle's victory is imminent, he reached out to Mr. Nonoy to shake his hands as a gesture of his sportsmanship. Mr. Nonoy declined. We understand that the competition for votes is stressful, but as a long-time leader of our beloved town, with a character of determined pursuit of achieving goals, the display of his sportsmanship would have put Mr. Nonoy in a better light. Because very much related to the virtue of never giving up is the virtue of accepting the result of your best that was not good enough to win a contest. Nevertheless, I will not capitalize on that to take away what good our town was blessed for under the former mayor's leadership. His contributions will be in the annals of San Mateo history. So now, let me read to you, primarily addressed to the new administration of our town and for their consideration, my thoughts about governance. I titled it Pillars of Governance. It begins with a quote from George Washington, and it reads, "Of all the dispositions and habits which led to political prosperity, religion and morality are indispensable supports. In vain would that man claim the tribute of patriotism who should labor to subvert these great pillars of human happiness, these firmest props of the duties of men and citizens. The mere politician, equally with the pious man, ought to respect and to cherish them. A volume could not trace all their connections with private and public felicity. Let it simply ask, where is the security for property, for reputation, for life, if the sense of religious obligation deserts the oaths, which are the instruments of investigation in courts of justice? And let us with caution indulge the supposition that morality can be maintained without religion. Whatever may be conceded to the influence of refined education on minds of peculiar structure, reason and experience both forbid us to expect that national morality can prevail in exclusion of religious principle. My idea of governance is founded on the free will of an individual. That is, governance to protect, to encourage, to maintain, and to promote the exercise of individuals' free will. To provide a field where success and prosperity can be achieved with honesty, hard work, self-determination, and liberty. It is therefore a system whereby an individual is free to aspire, work, and succeed by his own merit. In other words, approximately a merit-based society. This had been effectively demonstrated in small city-states like that of Singapore. Thus, my idea supports programs and policies that encourages free enterprise rather than high taxes, put high regard in implementing peace and order, supports freedom of religion, and in revenue generation, I favor an efficient collection of taxes, fines, and penalties rather than imposing new or higher money obligation from the people. Long neglected sports like that of boxing and baseball, which was substituted by whatever pageants that has no moral nor life value, must now be given its due. A merit-based society is near to self-sustaining because there are more incentives to innovate, create, excel, and present new and better ideas. Every individual whose mind is framed towards excellence and giving their best collectively results to the progress of the society as a whole. In the words of Adam Smith, by pursuing his own interest, he frequently promotes that of the society more effectively than when he really intends to promote it. This is a better choice. For us, the Honorable Justice Antonin Scalia said, we should select our economic and political systems on the basis of what seems to produce the greatest material good for the greatest number.